At Vibra Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Vibra Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Vibra Finance. We are the future of crypto.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Vibra Live. Welcome, Erwin. What's going on? Appreciate the support. Big week for us Hexicans. Everyone know we finally got some Richard last night, which was great. We got our nice couple of hours of bonus, but honestly, he didn't really say too much that we didn't know. No timelines or anything. Kind of disappointing, but it is what it is. We're waiting for the test net. It'll come out when it comes out. What's up, Mobius? What up, Dan Wilson? Appreciate you. Erwin, you really didn't miss much, honestly. What's up, Lindsay? Everybody, Lindsay, she's crushing it. She's working on our crypto planner right here that we are getting ready to launch shortly. It's a little work booklet. It's going to be about a 15-page printable booklet that you're going to be able to give to anybody, and they'll be able to come back to you with Bitcoin or Ethereum on their ledger. So that 2 hours that we all spend with all of our friends and family, onboarding them, sitting down with them, showing them how to use your ledger, showing them how to send, showing them the simplest things. We have what we think is a easy, very simple way of walking people through, buying your ledger, writing your seed phrases down, all the things that, we preach, and how to hold your crypto securely. So that should be coming out within the next week or so. So really looking forward to that. So we'll definitely keep you guys posted. We're giving it out for people to trial. And Erwin saying his kids are on it. The bot got stuck on the two-factor FA. Hey, well, that's why we're trialing it now. If there's anything that could be smoother, better, something we missed, that's what this kind of demo mode is for right now. But in the next, I would say, week, look for that to be coming out live. And yeah, Lindsay, she's putting out a couple of videos on just the simple stuff, showing you how to send on your ledger. So if people that are brand new are hesitant, they can go to our YouTube channel here and just watch a video on how to do this stuff. So I think this is really going to be beneficial because there's only so much time in the day, right? And always you have friends, family, business, colleagues, all kinds of people asking you, hey, what's this crypto? What do I do? How do I get in the right way? And so many people don't know the right way, how to do it. So if you can get people to own a ledger, get used to custodying stuff themselves, I think that's a huge heads up, and it saves us all that time, of sitting down with these people and going through the same process over and over and over. So we're working out on a way, because that's what we do every day at Vibra. We are crypto consultants. We work and talk crypto all day. So that's all we do. And I was just wasting, and other people were not wasting, but spending so much time doing the same thing over and over and over with their different friends. If you want to do it correctly, you got to get a ledger, or a hard wallet. You got to do it safely, securely. And it takes time and it takes effort. And we think we have a great way of walking everybody through it without getting caught up or overwhelming. And that way, instead of you sitting down and spending a couple hours, you give them this work booklet or this printout, and then in a week or two, they'll have their ledger. They can come back to you and say, here, look, I have Ethereum on my ledger. What do I do to get Hex? What's the next step? So really looking forward to that. I think that can help out everybody, all Hexicans, when you're onboarding. If you don't have that time, this is a tool that can substitute you being with your onboard or, sitting down in person with them. So really looking forward to this and excited for it. So keep an eye out for that. And Lindsay will be definitely on top of that more in the next week. If you give the wife this book and 1K to get started, she'll start begging you to talk about crypto and listen to YouTube. Awesome. All right, let's see how bad the bubbles are. How red are we? All right. Well, yeah, it kind of was a fluke last week. Couple green days. I don't know what happened, but we're back to the red. Is what it is. Aptos. I'm not sold on it yet. I know Aptos and Sui and Radix, there's kind of a competition for who's going to win in that niche of the market. And, I don't, Aptos, I hear good things about it, but I'm just not a fan of the VC funded, just straight Wall Street coins. So, that's why I went with Radix, as the play here, and the other one, Sui. They're all trying to do the atomic swapping, basically cross chain, and whoever can do this first is going to crush a big market. And I know Ivan on Tech, he interviews Richard, Sacrifice for Pulse Chain. I've actually talked to him about a company called Utrust, and what they do is they take crypto payments. So he was using it for his company, and he's, so I wanted to know how it was, was it the company good? Do you use them? And to this day, he still uses Utrust for all his crypto payments. And I reached out to them, and we are not allowed to use it in the United States. So I'm hoping within a year or two, there will be laws passed that allow this stuff to be used. I know Coin Payments were the only other company that were allowing businesses to take crypto, but it's just they're not allowing it anymore. And these guys in Europe are the ones that, when you see guys like Ivan using this company, guys that have been in the industry, OGs, they know who's been around, they know all the competition. So when he's using them, it kind of gives me somewhere to look. And I have clients that ask me all the time, how do I take crypto payments? How can I take crypto payments? And unfortunately, until there's laws in place, there's nothing we can do. But these are things to keep an eye out on. If you've never heard of Utrust, this company, they're going to be around. I have a bag from the last bull run and I'm just keeping, a little bit of it. You never know. Was that like $1.50, I think? Ran up to $1.13. Okay, so just $1.13. But, that's still like almost a 15x from here, where we are right now. And this is a company that is being utilized, and they have a great use case for the future. Crypto payments for like small businesses, for people that have like phones. All the time you see the little thing you plug into the phone to swipe cards with. All that can be replaced with just one tap crypto payments. And I really think that is the future. And Utrust is just an example of a company that I have tried to work with and bring to clients of mine, but unfortunately, the United States government has other ideas, and it is what it is. But back to kind of Radix and Aptos and Sui, between those three, those are, I think, the three that are going to be battling it out for this niche of the market. Radix is at 3.5 cents. I think it's a sleeper. They just launched their mainnet not too long ago, and just not too many people really know what they are. And what they're trying to do here is cross chain. With holding your assets on Ethereum, you can't just send it to Binance or vice versa. So Radix is figuring out a way where you can have all your assets natively on their blockchain. And if they can do that, that's huge. Interoperability is the future. And this is just a coin that I have a bag of that, is one of my degen plays. Not financial advice, but yeah, I don't know how we ran down that rabbit hole quick, but Aptos, you're seeing that pump. FTX, I mean, I'm ignoring that. Same thing with Luna Classic now. I mean, it's just all nonsense. Zilliqa had an awesome pump this week. I have a bag of Zilliqa staked, getting 14% or something like that. So to buy this at $0.015, 2.5 cents, what's your downside risk from here? Yeah, obviously we can go lower, but we were up to 20 cents earlier this year. Or mid last year. Wow, I can't believe it's 2023 already. Time flies, but market's cooling back a little bit. Filecoin, I keep seeing bullish news about Filecoin. Partnerships and cloud storage is going to be huge in the future. And Lockheed Martin, they're on Flare Networks, so keep an eye out on Filecoin. I think that could be a sleeping gem that is at rock bottom. I mean, it was at almost a couple $100 a coin, and now it's at $375. Not too many coins are 50x away from their all-time high. Like Radix and those were 10, 15x's. So when you're talking 50x, that's huge upside. And a lot of people have been telling me, and I've been hearing that Solana is dead. They keep shutting off. They keep restarting it. Well, guess what? That's what you do when you're in a test net. And yes, Erwin, 100%. Link will be huge in the future. Definitely. That was a bag that was the first coin I ever bought back in 2018, Chainlink. And then I rebought it again in early 2020, late 2019 at maybe like $1.50-ish, and rode it up to $50, got out, and now have a bag in my IRA that I'm never touching. It's just a moon bag. I believe in a lot of projects. Hex is my savings account. It's where most of my profits go in staked long term, but short term plays and that I'm in other coins. And I really, really think Solana is being footed like crazy right now. Like I said, it's in testnet right now. So you being restarted, there's nothing wrong with that. Get all the kinks out now. And when all the developers, Solana is constantly in the top 5 of developers using their blockchain. So when you see that, and then all the FUD, and now I believe most of the sell pressure is gone with FTX because of what they were doing. They were controlling so much of Solana. And now that they're out of the game, you're starting to see less volatility. I think most of the sell pressure was coming through FTX and Alameda. And now that they're gone, the market can kind of move on without this extreme leverage, without these scammers, without bad actors. And Cardano too is another coin that has been getting a lot of FUD lately. Cardano, nothing's ever happening. Same thing as with Pulse Chain, just delays. But that's what happens when you're truly building stuff that's going to last, that's going to scale to billions of people. That's what Charles is trying to do. So that takes years and years and years of development. It's not a get rich overnight project. And I have a bag of Cardano and Solana both that are in my IRA long-term bags that I'm never touching because I believe in them long-term. And if something happens where, something looks like, it's not looking good, Solana keeps shutting down in the future, developers start leaving, they drift out of the top 10 on GitHub and developers using the blockchain, then maybe I'll look at getting out of it. But right now, I'm not going to do that. I really think Solana is a sleeper, and I almost sold a chunk of it at $9 a week or so ago when it was getting real bad. You were seeing all of the main influencers talking about this could be it for Solana. This could be it. If we drop below $8, it really could be it. And I almost sold some of it. And I said, you know what? The more I've seen this happen before. And sure enough, I let it sit. And what happened? It doubled up over. I don't know if it doubled up, but it went to almost $17, and it was around $9-ish, just under $9. So almost a double up in a week. And if you go along with the narrative and you read into it, bad things happen. And I've had that happen to me personally in the last bull run. And and with Chainlink, that was one of the coins that changed how I saw crypto massively. In the most coins, they will be using Chainlink for their oracles 100% until somebody can come along and with a better technology than Chainlink, they're going to be around forever. And what happened with Chainlink when XRP was sued by the SEC back in 2020, a massive FUD campaign came out about Chainlink that they could be next to be sued by the SEC. So I was like, oh my God, I had a decent bag of it. It was around $10-12 at the time. And that could have been it. Was it going to crash back down to $5? Would have been $4 or $5, would have been sitting forever or not. And about 4 or 5 days later, I found out that it came from inside their own team. They paid $25,000 to FUD themselves to drive the price down. So some of the whales or some people behind the scenes could scoop up more coins on a discount. So when I saw that, it completely opened up my eyes to what can go on in this industry. I mean, you have somebody FUDding their own coin in the media on purpose. And I had never seen that before. So that was kind of eye-opening. And, to expect the unexpected, and nothing cannot happen in this industry. So moving on to a little bit of news. I don't think another project could surpass Chainlink. They're miles ahead, 100%. They are miles ahead. Or there's one issue with Chainlink that I forget what it was, that Acria and API 3, which is another coin, 2 other projects that I have just sitting, just moonbags in case. I forget what it is about Chainlink, but something about their Oracle isn't real time, or it's outsourced with. I got to look into it and exactly what it is, but there is potential for someone to come along. But again, we're going to hear about that. It's not like it's going to just come out of left field and come out of nowhere. And this just, coin comes and replaces one of the biggest projects out there. It doesn't happen like that. So we will start to hear about rumblings of it, like we are with Aptos and Sui and Radix for the atomic stuff and the cross-chain stuff. But over to these news articles here. Russia is beginning to work on CBD settlement system in Q1 as sanctions endure. So Russia's central bank is reportedly set to begin developing cross-border settlement system using its CBDC. The Russian ruble is expected to come in the first quarter of 2023, according to reports. And, we're seeing this from all the central banks pretty much around the world. They are announcing it first, awesome headlines. The CBDCs are coming. Nothing but good things. The digital ruble won't change or improve Russia's global political situation, and trials for the CBDC platform can only be undertaken with Russian government-friendly countries who are technologically ready. So what we see is they come out, they announce the CBDCs, they launch it, and what happens is it fails like crazy. Nigeria to create the stable coins and ICOs legal framework. So Nigeria, we know they have been working on CBDCs for a long time. They actually launched them. And I talked about it a couple weeks ago. And an article said that around 1% of Nigerians had adopted the CBDC. And I was scrolling through this article here and kind of got down a little bit reading through it. And it was the same thing. They get into how they're limiting the amount of cash that you can withdraw in attempts to push the cashless Nigeria policy. And they're trying to implement this in 3 to 5 years. However, stablecoins and ICOs, their segment of the report was way smaller than the one dedicated to the CBDCs and eNaira. So they're really pushing hard for this, but it's not working. The harder they try to push this down your throat, the more pushback there is going to be. And this was hit right here. As reported by Cointelegraph, the CBN has struggled to convince its citizens to use the digital currency, with less than 0.5% of the population reported having used it. So less than 0.5%. So that's nothing. That's nobody using it. And kind of on a different note, say in the Middle East over there, so Turkish automaker TAG onboards Medico for crypto custody and governments. And I'd never heard of TAG, in America. That's something that's foreign to me. But again, this is bullish because this whole ecosystem is built on Avalanche. So this is obviously a big car company, and what they're trying to do is deliver smart contract powered use cases, including tokenization of mobility services, assessment of CO2 footprint, and NFT ownership for users in Turkey and Europe. The partnership will see a use of digital assets, asset custody, and orchestration platform to safeguard custody and governance of TAG's digital assets. And this is also hosted over IBM's cloud. Medico's platform provides TAG with total control of its encrypted data, workload, and keys. So that's huge right there. So nowhere do you see in here that IBM is in or related to this at all. So the fact that they're just sneaking in behind the scenes and, just kind of walking right into crypto without us even knowing it is massive. And IBM, they're partnering with Stellar. They're partners with some of the biggest blockchains in the world. With HBAR, they have partnerships. They're into metaverse. They're into gaming. So they're slowly making their way into Web3, but they're just doing it quietly without you knowing it. So this here is just another example of how Microsoft, and again, cloud data, which is why I'm bullish on Filecoin, because there's going to be such a need for cloud storage in the near future. And I think we saw glimpses of it in the beginning of the last bull run. And now with just the way streaming is and not being able to upload just simple HD or 4K videos from your iPhone up to YouTube, because the bandwidth problem, that needs to be fixed. And I don't think you can do that without offloading that data somewhere else and onto some kind of cloud storage. And that's where I think Filecoin is really going to start to thrive in the future. So this was also another funny article. Bitcoin community now happy with Peter Zeihan's criticisms on Joe Rogan podcast. So just the fact that this guy, out of all the stuff that's happening in the world right now, Joe Rogan has a Bitcoin footer on there, and he's just a crypto footer in general. He came on there just bashing crypto. And why? It's the same thing with like Jim Cramer on CNBC or whatever channel he's on. It's like, why did they get the attention? Anybody else that's been as wrong as that guy's been would have lost their job. And Joe Rogan has so many other good guests and entertaining and important and intellectual people he could have on there. But to have someone to come on and bash crypto when Joe Rogan has really never said much about it, it was really interesting. It was just kind of like a last minute effort to get Joe Rogan's audience one last dose of FUD, to keep them, out of the loop for the next month or two. I don't know, but when you start to see max FUD, that to me is when things are going to be bullish. So that was something that I liked. And also Coinbase, we're going to see a lot of consolidations. We already are, and it's going to continue moving into this next quarter, into the summer. And it's going to happen with banks, with exchanges. I think a lot of exchanges are going to start getting wiped out or being bought up by other exchanges. And, right now we're hearing that Binance is too big. Binance is too big. Well, what if Coinbase could suck up Huobi and KuCoin and Gate.io and MEXC? Now, all of a sudden, can they compete with Binance? So you can now make an argument where we got to boost up Coinbase and bring them up to Binance's level, so it's a fair playing field. I think Binance, they can survive without the United States. If the US plays games with them, they just ignore the United States and continue to do business as usual. And Coinbase, them laying off all 950 people, I don't think Coinbase can shut down or file for bankruptcy with their ties to Circle, with everything behind the scenes. Maybe a change of ownership could happen, but Coinbase, the company, and their custodianship is never going to go away. I don't see that happening. It's too big right now to fail, and they could use this as an excuse to bring in new ownership, sell it to somebody, or whatever they're gonna do. But you're starting to see how the FUD is coming out there with Coinbase, which kind of makes me feel like it's going to be around. It's always the opposite. When stuff like this happens, makes me more bullish. And also here, we're seeing the Bitcoin Trust shares jump 12%, narrowing the discount. So it was almost 50% or something a week ago. And now it jumped 11.5% yesterday to 38.55%, the smallest gap since mid-November. So the Bitcoin Trust is now, moving in a positive direction. It's not just losing traction. And I was kind of thinking that if it keeps sliding and gets to 50%, then 60%, that would be a perfect opportunity for somebody to come in. New ownership buys it, or they go under, and then all of a sudden the ETF is approved, and now all of a sudden you have this Bitcoin is now a spot. So everyone that owned it, it's now half off. So there's a couple scenarios I see where this could play out favorably, and Bitcoin or the Grayscale Trust either changes ownership or just ends up going through some kind of Chapter 11, and they blame Genesis and Digital Currency Group for bad loans. It was in this article here that Grayscale is being sued by other companies. They're having problems with their parent company, the DCG, and their public spat with Gemini and solving their $900 million debt. So I don't think I had some Filecoin in the Gemini Earn locked up, and I'm just wiping it off, saying it's a loss, it's zero, I'm never getting it back. It is what it is. When that stuff, even if it happens, I mean, look at Mt. Gox. It's been 8 years now, and people haven't had a dime yet. So with Voyager, Celsius, this Genesis Earn, I'm just counting it as a loss now and moving forward. But look out for that. Grayscale, they could end up maybe changing ownership, filing for bank. I don't see it happening. They keep filing for an ETF, and when that happens, there's the shares in the trust, the premium is gone, and they're now worth spot. So I can't see an ETF not being approved within a year or two by the next halving. There's just so much bullish stuff happening that it needs to happen, and it will. And it's just going to take time. I think the Ripple lawsuit needs to happen. We need to have some kind of clarity saying what crypto is, some kind of framework to go upon, and then things can really start to happen. So we'll see what happens, with that Ripple lawsuit. The Flare they just launched, which was awesome to see. Flare Finance started airdropping our Spark tokens yesterday. Finally happened. It's been over 2 years waiting for this. and I'm super excited. I have a big allocation coming on I Trust Capital, and I had XRP on Bitstamp for the snapshot. So they say that it's coming today. So I'm going to be looking out for that. So if any of you had XRP on any of the exchanges in 2020, there's a list of them that are supporting it, and you will get Spark tokens, and it's like 0.15 Spark tokens for each XRP you held. So 100 XRP gives you 15 Flare Spark tokens, which it's passive income. It's free money. That I've been waiting for this for 2 years. So I really do believe in Flare. And in my I Trust Capital account, which is the crypto IRA, which is long-term portfolio, I took a huge hit in buying and holding XRP for that snapshot because they froze the buying and selling of XRP a week before the snapshot. So I bought, so I could get credit for these tokens. And then I didn't know it was going to be 2 years where you couldn't sell XRP. So not being able to sell that XRP after that snapshot happened and having to hold all the XRP until it could be another 6 months, that cost me $100,000 probably, if not more, at the top of the bull run. And those are all paper gains, of course, but that's something that I got to look back on and say, okay, I lost out on a lot of money, and I did it for a reason. I believed in Flare. I believed in what they were doing. So it's finally launching. It's here, and it's time to see what they bring to the table. I'm really excited for their passive income and what they're doing with the Canary dollars. And I'm going to do a whole video on that. I mean, it's a whole ecosystem in itself, kind of Hex and Hedron and Icosa and everything we have going on in the Richard Hart ecosystem. The same thing as you can have over there on the Flare networks, and Songbird, delegating your Songbird, getting over 20% interest. I'm doing that in my Bitfrost wallet, and I'll be delegating all of my Spark tokens too as soon as they come, and really looking forward to that. So check, you never know if you held XRP in an account you forgot about. Just go double check. A lot of people are going to wake up today, tomorrow, and find a lot of free money they totally forgot about. And there's nothing better than that feeling right there of finding free lost money. So Erwin, the bottom is near. I hope so, brother. I really hope so. Let's see, but Bitcoin, I think we had to hold like 21,000 or something in the next month to officially snap out of it. But I don't know, man. For every time I make a case to go bullish, there's a bearish argument, and every time you get bearish, there's the bullish argument. So it's always like the flip flop, and that's what max pain is. That's what these markets are designed to do: deliver max pain, and that's just chopping sideways, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down for a long period of time. And I can see that you saw it happen for almost the last year, sideways, just and then a drip down, sideways, down. And that's max pain. And we're in now for a couple months of just flat. And also the thing that this could be different is the length that the bear market from the cycle high, it was like 1,480 days exactly from the peak to peak. And we're from low to low, we're approaching the same amount of days as the last two bull runs. So I mean, I think we're close, bro. Honestly, if we do drop down, I think it's going to be a quick wick down. But we'll see. We could get Jerome Powell coming out and saying half point for the next 2-3 months and just crushing the economy. And if that happens and they really destroy the economy, then we'll see. But honestly, I don't think that's going to happen, because I think about a lot, back in 2008. And right when I graduated college was 2007. And I got into commercial real estate in 2008. And I wanted to do commercial appraising at the time. And I remember I got my license, got certified, and I went to like 20 businesses around the Philadelphia area. I was living in Manayunk at the time. And I applied to, I'm not kidding, 20 places to intern for free and said, look, I'll come work for free at your place if you just give me an option or something at the end. And I could not find one person to take on an intern. So I went back home to New York, Albany, and got a job in commercial real estate in the middle of 2008. And everybody told me I was crazy. Why would you get into real estate now? The economy is melting down. The world is ending. And I remember getting right into the job, and the guys I worked with gave me some properties to work on. So I was cold calling right away, and I was up and running within a week. And I had no idea that the market was collapsing. I didn't know any different. So all I knew was that you had to make 200 cold calls to get somebody interested in a property, that it wasn't stick a sign in the ground and 10 people were calling you a year ago. So I was able to work through it fine. The economy, it crashed, but it didn't get as bad as everybody thought it would. People wouldn't not hire me as a free intern because they thought it was going to get that bad. And it did for some people and companies, but a lot of bailouts happened. And those lows, those stock market lows then were when people made tremendous wealth. And this just feels like 2019 over again right now, where things were just going sideways. Crypto's a scam. It's getting banned everywhere. CBDCs are coming. Our freedom is over. They're going to track everything. I mean, look at how it's going right now. In China, they can't even get people to adopt it, where they force everything on you and people are revolting against it. Nigeria, it's not working. They're now having to come up with laws to bring Bitcoin in as legal tender and crypto in as payment because the CBDCs aren't working. They're going to have to be brought in with an offer. And I think that's universal basic income is what they're going to do for here. And I think it's already coming in Europe, where you can get like up to $1,000 per household if you qualify for using the new digital pound or whatever. And that's how I think it's going to be offered to you. And if it is trackable or programmable or whatever, you accepted the offer to take it. They're not just going to say, hand us your cash, hand us your gold. You have to use this. It doesn't work like that, and it won't work like that. So, we'll see. We could have already seen the bottom. If they want to play out their plans and need upward movement, if the rug now, it's not going to be good for them. No, exactly. And that's the thing is I think this is all for banks and for the institutions who are going to custody this and sell it to you legally and safely in the future. This is the time for them to come scoop up everything. With Sam Bankman-Fried, all the shenanigans he was doing, I don't think people felt comfortable in the industry. And now that all the bad players are gone, the scammers, the banks, the gold manipulators can come in and they can do the same thing to this market. They can pump it up like crazy, and that's where they're going to make their money. You can't do the stuff FTX was doing and get away with it, right? So banks are going to have to make money that they did they're going to have to make up for money they made in the past doing illegal, shady things, and they can do it with fees on selling crypto and simply buying it now and holding it with price appreciation. You have deflationary assets, so you have something that is scarce that can control the supply of. So you could see how they're drooling over the opportunity that's in front of them. So I'm super bullish for crypto on the long term. Flare just launched. Spark tokens are coming. We just got our Corium airdrop a couple days ago. So if you don't know about Corium, that's on the XRP ledger for holding Solo Gen X. We're going to have one more airdrop for the December snapshot, and then there's going to be another drop of the remaining supply, which is a bonus. And then we're getting our X Core too. So even for people that don't hold other coins, you only hold XRP, move your XRP into the Zoom wallet and then set up the trust line for X Core. So if you hold XRP and you just have it somewhere on your ledger, download the Zoom wallet. You get your private keys, It's perfectly safe. I use it all the time, and it's awesome because Zoom is integrating payments and all kinds of apps inside their lobby. So you can you'll be able to get an Uber, buy food, you can order a debit card. There's so much cool stuff happening inside the Zoom wallet, and that's just going to grow in the future. So if you hold XRP on a ledger or something, send it to the Zoom wallet or start a Zoom wallet, send it there, and then you add trust lines, they're called, for the XRP ledger. So you go to zoom.xumm.community, you download the wallet, and then go to XRPL tokens, and then you can add trust lines to get the coin. So X Core is the airdrop coming. So you type that in. There's already 22,414 trust lines that have been set up. So you come in, you set the trust line up for that, and then just for holding XRP, you will get a free airdrop of X Core. And that's passive income. That's how crypto works. There is free money in crypto if you know what you're doing. If you go out now and FOMO into something because you hear an airdrop, it's going to be a sell the news event most likely, and you're going to get wrecked. But if you can plan for these things far enough out and you know about them far enough out in the future, you can make a lot of money off these things. We've from Sologenics to Corium to Elysian with the Athena airdrop that just came, to the Canary airdrop that just came, to Oracle Swap that came a couple months ago. There's so much free money in crypto if you know what you're doing, and you can look outside, Hex, if you're a Richard Hart maximalist. I was so XRP army only in 2019, 2020, and then found Richard Hart and then became, hardcore Hexagon. And being hardcore in any community, I think, is a detriment. You overlook other stuff and other exciting things that are going on in the ecosystem. Everybody's different, and if that works for you, that's great. But I don't get excited waiting for testnet and going on to Twitter and begging, when is testnet coming? When is V3 of a testnet coming? Because to be honest, I'm not using a testnet. I'm not wasting my time on a testnet. I don't care to do that. I want to see real money. I want to use real money, because I promise you, when you go provide liquidity on the test market or you use any of the pools, when you do it in real life and real money is on the line, it is completely different. So that's why when I'm doing anything for Pulse X, honestly, I just go to Saucer Swap and I do it here. This is the same code as Pulse X is going to be, same fork, and you can do everything in here. The swap is amazing. It's fast. It's clean. The liquidity, the farming, you can bridge Ethereum coins over to Hedera. It's awesome. And they have single-sided staking right now at 15.5%. So I swapped, a quarter of my HBAR bag out for Saucer Swap just so I could stake it here and get double the APY. On Stater Labs, it's only, I think, 8.5% right now for HBAR staking. Yeah, 8.5% on staking your HBAR. So I like 15%. That sounds much better. 15.35%. So, there's so much going on in the bear market right now. So I just feel bad for people that are waiting for a test net when for the last 3 months you could have been getting free Saucer Swap coins. If you literally just download Hashpack Wallet, go to the Discord in Saucer Swap, and then link your Hashpack wallet to the Discord, you can hit the faucet 3 times a day. And it's only like a point. It's only a tenth of a coin each time. But, I hit it every day still. I try to do it 3 times a day. And I think, I staked all my coins, like a month or so ago. So let's see, whatever I have in here now, these are just from hitting the faucet. So I have 14.128 coins, which, it's not much. It's only 32 cents, but who knows in the bull market, if this does, 30x, look at what Cake did. Look what Uniswap did. It's not unreasonable. So if that does a 30x, so over the next couple months, so that gets up to $1, And then that's $30 that could potentially turn into, all for free. And this is after, I mean, this was at 14 sauce per hit in the faucet if you were in there early in the summertime. So I was getting like 52 sauce per day early on, but then they dropped it down to like 7 and they kept cutting it. But there's so much going on in crypto. It bums me out when people are waiting for testnet. And last night Richard came on and everybody was just dying to know, when is testnet coming? And it's just like, man, I feel bad for those people. There's so much exciting stuff happening on the XRP ledger, in Hedera, on even Solana with the bulk airdrop. It's just fun to follow this stuff and not have to wait and just get constant bad news and delays, and nothing good comes from that, in my opinion. So, last night was great though. Richard did an awesome job. That's what I want to see from him. I want to see more of him, this streaming, himself, in front of his crowd. And, just he's so honest and he relates with so many people. And that, it really, last night, there really wasn't much that us OGs haven't heard before, but at his tone, he wasn't wearing a clown suit and he was respectful to all the guests. And it was a good 4 hours, but nothing really new. So, I don't know where he is now. He's definitely not home, but hopefully he's back soon and back at his throne, because I think that he knows he knows what he's doing though. He's out for publicity and touring, doing the museum and stuff. So when the time is ready, I think once he's back at home and streaming, I think then we'll know. I think something's ready to launch and we're getting close. But it was a great interview. Maddie, shout out to you. The whole conference was awesome. Lindsay spoke during the day one for the 3-minute, intro or introduce yourself. So that was exciting, and really looking forward to launching this planner. I really think this can be an awesome tool for everybody here that, has friends in crypto, that family member that's bugging you to get in. You just haven't had the time to go sit down with them. You'll be able to give them this planner and they'll come back to you with Ethereum or Bitcoin on their ledger. And then from there, it's a couple buttons to getting Hex, Atomic Wallet. They can send an Ethereum and swap for Hex right there. That's what I do personally for people that want to do it the easiest way. Download Atomic Wallet, send your Ethereum there, swap it for Hex, send it out. And a lot of people don't even know about that. And just little things like that. That's what we're here for, to show you ways of doing stuff you didn't maybe know about. And with this planner, it's going to save all of us that time, that hour of sitting next to that new person, walking them through put your seed phrase, don't lose this, write this down, it's all in there. So really looking forward to launching this planner and getting it out there and getting more people into crypto and the right way, safely, not anything that we wouldn't do. This is our way of getting you safely into crypto, ordering from the manufacturer, and you'll see when it's out. Really excited. So hopefully it catches on, and this is for everybody. We're gonna obviously be selling it for not sure yet, no more than $20, but we're gonna do a referral link of like 20%. So anybody that wants to sell it or have a referral link, you can make money yourself on it, and it's a win-win for everybody. It's not going to be expensive. And we did this because we don't have the time to onboard everybody correctly. It's just impossible. So we needed a way to get our onboarded without us spending 2 hours. We needed to get that down to 15 minutes. So I think this was our way of doing that. And I hope everybody else finds this, really helpful and time saving, and really looking forward to everybody's feedback on it. So, yeah, that's all. That's all I got for today. Erwin says, could you imagine them rugging the economy, hitting the richest demographic, the boomers? I don't think so. They will drag this on for as long as they can, extracting as much money out of the system. Exactly, bro. And what does that do is it pulls money out of the lower echelon and it all funnels it up to the top. So the longer this goes sideways, this benefits the richest people. It doesn't hurt them in the short term, and they can come in and scoop up other stuff where other people can't. And we'll see where it goes. But Erwin, hopefully tomorrow we can jump on. I definitely want to do a stream about Texan token. That just launched, so we have so much good stuff going on in all of crypto. That Texan is going to be so big for onboarding people, for freedom, for just doing things correctly, and not having a tyrannical, not having tyrannical leadership anymore, and getting away from that. So can't wait for that, Erwin. Hopefully you'll be ready tomorrow. Talk some Texan token and, decentralized finance. And this all ties together with this planner we're putting out there, how to own your crypto the right way so you don't get hacked. And yeah, excited for the future. There's so much going on, really, really, really looking forward to it. Appreciate everyone stopping in. Mobius, appreciate the support as always. Ben, Lindsay, everyone else, shout out for stopping by. We will see you tomorrow morning with Facing Reality, talking about Texan token, and hopefully some more updates on Flare, how the distribution went. And yeah, appreciate you guys, and we will see you tomorrow morning.
At Vibra Finance, we seek out the hidden gems in cryptocurrency. We will tailor your portfolio to work for you. Are you ready to transition your investments from traditional markets to cryptocurrency? Are your coins staked and earning interest? Are you overwhelmed with all the jargon in crypto? Is your portfolio underperforming and you want to reposition into consistent winning blue chip coins and viable projects? Do you feel like you missed out on DeFi, Metaverse, and NFTs? Here at Vibra Finance, we provide you with the data, skills, and tools you need to stay on top of the digital asset market. Vibra Finance, we are the future of crypto.
Elbow cough.